Welcome students. Welcome to the lecture series on lasers. So this is the part of your module optics. So in today's class we are going to discuss about spontaneous absorption, spontaneous emission and stimulated emission, which are very important things related to laser. So what is laser? So laser is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. So we have to discuss one by one all the terms related to laser or in the abbreviation of laser to understand the laser thing completely. So what is light? This is known to you all. Light is an electromagnetic wave. It is coming from the electronic transition taking place inside any material. Then what is amplification? Amplification is actually how you multiply the intensity. How you multiply the intensity of any wave or any light. That is actually amplification. You know about the amplifier used in the functions. So those are another kind of amplifier. So there also you just amplify the sound. Here we will amplify the light. Then what is stimulated emission? So this thing is new to you. So we will discuss this in detail. And radiation is also a kind of electromagnetic wave which is called radiation. It's an electromagnetic wave. It travels with the speed of light and it is more or less the same thing with light. So this is then laser, light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. So what is absorption of radiation? So it is the process by which electrons in the ground state absorb energy from photons to jump into the higher energy level. The electrons in the lower energy level need some extra energy to jump into the higher energy level. This extra energy is provided from various energy sources such as heat, electric field or light. It means when your electron is in ground state, it needs some energy to get excited, to get to the higher excited state. So if you supply the energy in terms of photons, it just absorbs that photon, means it just absorbs that energy and jump to the next excited level. So this is actually your absorption of radiation. You can see you have two electronic states. Your electron is here. When a photon comes, it just absorbs the photon and jump to the higher excited state. So this is the process of absorption. So when the photons having energy equal to E2 minus E1, this energy of the photon should be equal to E2 minus E1, the same. Otherwise it will not take place. This is important. The energy greater than E2 minus E1 or less than E2 minus E1 will not serve your purpose. Your energy should be equal to E2 minus E1. Then only your electron absorbs that photon and it gets excited from E1 to E2. The absorption of radiation occurs only if the energy of incident photon exactly matches with the difference. Okay, so there is no less than E2 minus E1 or greater than E2 minus E1. It should be exactly the same E2 minus E1. Then what is the emission of radiation? There is actually two kinds of emission of radiation. One is spontaneous, one is stimulated. So what is spontaneous? In spontaneous emission, when your electron is in the higher excited state, it just comes down to the lower excited state. Why? Because in nature, everything wants to be in lower energy state or in the state where it has less energy. Say you are in your roof. You don't need to be in roof all the time. You always get down to your roof. Okay? So in nature, every physical thing needs be or wants to get in the lower energy state. So spontaneous emission is the process by which electrons in the excited state return to the ground state by emitting photons naturally. It is a natural phenomenon. The electrons in the excited state can stay only for a short period. The time up to which an electron can stay at higher energy state is called the lifetime of the excited state. The electronic lifetime is about 10 to the minus 8 seconds. It means when an electron is in the higher excited state, it stays there for a very less amount of time, say 10 to the power minus 8 seconds. And in between this time it just gets down to the lower excited state. Okay, so it stay at the higher excited state for very short time. So after the short lifetime, when it comes down to the energy, there is a energy difference between these two states. So this energy difference comes out in terms of photon. So it will emit a photon with the same energy of E2 minus E1. So the electron moves spontaneously from one state to another state. So the emission of photons also occurs naturally. Therefore, we have no control over the spontaneous decay. Okay, so the electron naturally or by its own property, it comes down from higher excited state to lower excited state, and it emits a photon with the energy which is equal to the energy difference of these two states. So the photons emitted in spontaneous emission constitute ordinary incoherent light, as we are discussing in our last lecture. So as this decays has no control, the light coming from these decays are incoherent, and incoherent light is a beam of photons with frequency and random in nature. Okay. Now comes what is stimulated emission. Stimulated emission is like a forceful decay. It means your electron wants to stay at the higher excited state, but you forcefully take the electron down to the ground state. Now you may ask, so sir, you have told that this lifetime is very small, so the electron always wants to get down in the lower excited state. So why we need to give a extra push to the electron to decay? Because sometimes there are few states where the lifetime is comparably high. We will discuss about that. If the lifetime is comparably high, then the electron will be stay there for a longer period of time. In that case, you have to push the electron to get down to the lower excited state. So stimulated emission is a process by which incident photon interacts with the excited electron and forces it to return to the ground state. In stimulated emission, the light energy is supplied directly to the excited electron instead of supplying light energy to the ground state. So in this case, you are not supplying energy to the ground state. For the absorption, you are supplying the energy to the higher excited state, and it just push the electron from the higher state to lower state, and you get two photons because you have one photon, incoming photon, and another photon due to this transition. So in your input you are having one photon, and your output you are having two photons. See, you are getting a amplification. So this is related to your lasering action. So you are already getting a two photons. These two photons will induce another two electrons to decay. There you will get then 2 plus 2, 4 protons. So your photon number is amplified. In this process you are getting a amplification in light. So unlike the spontaneous emission, the stimulated emission is an artificial process. So you artificially forces the electron to decay. So the electrons is forcefully returned from the excited electron to the ground state. So this technique is known as stimulated emission. So when the incident photon interacts with the excited electron, it forces the excited electron to return to the ground state. This excited electron releases energy in form of light while falling to the ground state. So as I am saying, in input you are having one photon, and in output you are having two. The extra photon coming due to the decay of the electron. Now see, here we have discussed how this is taking place. So this is the absorption, your electron got excited, then another photon comes, hits the electron in the higher state, it decays, and you get two photons. See, one photon, it gets absorbed and goes to the higher excited state, then another photon comes, it pushes the electron to come to the ground state, and you are having two photons in the output. So in stimulated emission, two photons are emitted. It is important. In stimulated emission, two photons. In spontaneous emission, you get single photon, only one photon. And all the emitted photons in stimulated emission have same energy, same frequency, and are in phase. So they are coherent, because all the decays are taking place in between only these two states. That's why your output lights are coherent. So what we have learned today about spontaneous absorption, spontaneous emission, and stimulated emission. Thank you.